this computer. Okay. So what I want to go through is to make sure we know how to book an exam. And I essentially outline the steps here. Nope, not that one. Test prep. So to book an exam, first step is to demonstrate achieving necessary scores. All right. So currently, the active threshold is 65% or higher in a standard test.
Sorry, are you sharing your screen? Because I can't see your screen.
Thank you. I am not. There we are. Thank you, Bridget. Good catch. So here are the steps outlined. I pinned it, so if you ever need to come back and have a look at them and it's like buried, just go to the pinned messages, book an exam process, and the log exam that we've already gone through here. All right. So to book an exam, the first step is to make sure you demonstrate achieving necessary scores, and you can do that by using this Airtable form. All right. So at any point, make sure that you're logging those standard test scores anytime you take them. All right. The suggested schedule is at most one a week, or at least one a week. And if you want to try and speed that up, that's absolutely fine. Just bear in mind you don't want to use up all of your standard tests. All right. So first one is make sure that we can see that in Airtable. Secondly, when you've demonstrated it, you will get given a voucher, and a voucher will look something like one of these numbers. So you get given this voucher. Make sure you treasure it because it will save you 100 odd pounds, 175 pounds plus tax, like 200 and something. So you'll get given an exam voucher from a staff member. It might be me, it might be Ed Wright, it might be Sam. Someone will have access to them. And we'll give them to you. All right. So that when you submit your scores, that will be looked at, but sometimes you might need to chase someone and be like, hey, I've submitted the score, can I get a code? All right. So don't just wait, go ping someone either via email or via Discord to myself, Ed Wright, or Sam. All right. So get an exam voucher from a staff member. This means you won't have to pay for it. This is to your advantage. Afterwards, I want you to, after you've got that exam voucher, I want you to go to this address, certview.oracle.com. So let's do that together. This will start the booking process. And here starts not a very good user experience, but here we are. This is the lovely, lovely Oracle. All right. So first of all, we have to go down to this random section here. Look how neatly arranged everything is on the page. Go to log into CertView. This is the button you need. All right. Log into CertView. This will ask you to sign into your Oracle account. If you haven't got an account yet, but you all should because you've done the Java Explorer track. And if you don't have this, make sure you do. Just create the account and then make sure you go back through that process. So sign in. I think my default, we'll see that that works. Does it like it? Does it not like it? No, it does like it. Okay. Huh. Well, this is different. The new portal, look at that, it's changed. You'll no longer need to, okay. So how do I, what? Okay, so here continues the fantastic user experience. I want to book my exam. How am I going to do this? Maybe this one. Jesus Christ, maybe you should also have a look at that exam guide. We like to change things. Manage exam. I want to manage it. Okay, this is a little bit more familiar. Okay, so yes, we can click on that manage exam link. This brings us here. And then I want to view exams. Okay, we're going to find an exam. we're taking an exam in Java, so let's find it. We're going to take 808, all right? Not the Japanese version, unless you want. Up to you. I don't recommend it. If you want to be even more bold, you can go for the Programmer 2. Again, don't suggest this. And we don't accept the foundations test, all right? You can take it if you want, but we won't support you doing this. What we will support you is 808, all right, Programmer 1. So then once I've done that, what do? Click on go. Christ, this is terrible terms. Okay, select exam options. Then we're going to go on online at home or office. Then we're going to think about, we're going to go click on next. What I want you to do when you do this yourself, and you can already have a look at this, is go through these 4 different preparation stages. This is important. I want you to take this seriously because they're quite pernickety about the preparation during the exam. So you want to make sure you don't get disqualified. All right, anything, if you don't go through this, the chance is high that you might get disqualified for some reason that you forgot about, all right? So think about making sure you have a webcam available and a stable internet connection. This should be fine for everyone because you've been doing the course so far. For some of you, definitely double check your internet connection to make sure you're in a stable place. It might mean trying to find a way to hotspot if you're not sure about your internet connection. Let me know if this is an issue. You can check by running the system test. Click on it and it will give you something to do here. All right, go through and it will go through the whole thing. All right. Make sure you go through this system test and then have a look at your space where you're going to take this exam. Have a look at the list here of this one, preparing your test environment. Go read through this and make sure that you are have access to your ID. Might just mean your passport or a driver's license. And then make sure you are at least 30 minutes available for the check-in process. All right, so when you book your exam, you have to make sure you're there 30 minutes beforehand. All right, watch the video to make sure you understand what the process is about. This is all trying to minimize the risk that we get disqualifications. All right, okay, so once you've gone through those preparations, we can click on next. You want to, if you like reading these lovely legalese, you can go through and read it, and then you can check the boxes for all the waivers and terms and conditions. Again, they give you more. Again, another reminder about preparations. Again, read through this about it. Make sure your name. Someone in the prior cohort had to make sure there's a name change between their Oracle account, I think, the name on their Oracle account and their ID. So just make sure those things are matching. If not, make a request now because it takes usually about 4 days for that to go through. All right. So just make sure the name on your ID is matching your Oracle account. It's not a big deal to change the name, but just make sure that you start that process now. 30 minutes before the exam, etc., etc., etc. Anything else? Again, just double check all the rules. It's like the Java test. It's just lots of rules you've got to memorize and know. Then we can go through and agree. Again, choose the right language that you are most fluent in. This is your language. Then there's one for proctor. In case, which is interesting. You can choose either Mandarin or English, but the proctor has to be Japanese or English. It's weird. Anyway, find an appointment and then you can book an appointment. All right. So as you can see, there are sometimes slots for the same day. So there are some this evening if I want to take the exam this evening. So say I want to take the exam this evening. I'm going to go to 8:30 tonight. It shows me a summary. And look at that lovely amount. And when I'm ready, I'm going to proceed to checkout. And it's at this point that you would then enter that code. All right, please don't actually pay any money. So enter that code, apply it, you'll see it discounted, and then you can complete the purchase, all right? Now, once that part is done, oh, that's Teams. Once that part is done, I want you to log your booking. So let me open up the table form, not you. Let's go back to this one. So this happens after you booked your exam through Oracle. All right, then you choose, let's imagine your HANA, and you want to log your booking for the Java 8 exam. You mentioned it was booked, say, for example, the 24th of September at whatever time. You type in your exam code, the voucher that you used, and you submit it. All right. So then you're all ready, you're all booked, you've got your exam booked, you've logged it with us, and that will be this stage done. All right. After you take the exam, you want to log the score. So like you did with the practice test, take a screenshot of the exam results, and then use the same score that you've been doing with the test scores to log it. All right. So let's imagine, for example, and still on the example I was doing before, with HANA, and this is an official score. And so then you have to find that booking that you made. All right, it'll be this one here. All right, so this is showing all current bookings. Aid in the prior cohort has booked one for November. Look at that. This is how you would then make sure that you are logging the score for the current booking. All right, go through and say yes, it's completed, or if you ended up getting disqualified, doesn't really matter, and then put the percentage score and the screenshot. All right, quite straightforward. All right, the only part here that's important is you have to make sure you booked it in using Airtable before you can score it using Airtable. All right. So there's a process to log either a test score or an exam score. Then when you book it, you go through this process and you'll be good to go. Any questions? Sound good? Cool. Well, let me stop the recording there then.